it's big for Splice. This is a big momentum boost for Splice. They're going to go on from this one. Beating a team like E United is big for them. And I think we look forward now to seeing what Splice can do.
Well, one thing before we start talking a little about the match is people might not remember Splice, again, a minute away from 3-0ing E United at Atlanta. So it's not like this is a shock. They certainly could do it. It's more shocking just the finish that E United gets.
I also heard they choked the second hard point. It should have been a 3-1. But enough of that game. Let's move on to the one that's currently about to start. FaZe versus Rise. I think the general gist before we went live, we were talking about this game anyway. FaZe has looked very good so far. Rise coming off a disappointment at Atlanta. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards FaZe. What is your opinion?
After seeing the FaZe series versus Envy, I have to, and Rise just hasn't been themselves really since Vegas. There were some external factors that they weren't scrimming as much going into Atlanta. Obviously didn't get any practice time now coming over. I think you'd be crazy not to pick FaZe with the way they looked against Envy earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, especially we casted that game, they did look on fire, but I think Rise have been playing well, though, through the open bracket so far. I got to take a look at that game earlier. They're looking strong, they're looking good.
But I talked to Vicento. He said he's not feeling well, barely slept. Part of the reason he's just feeling sick, and then also Felony was up. He said for 4 hours he was up there sharing a room. Felony was puking literally all night, so it's going to be tough. He's got some kind of stomach bug.
I think it was the same with Looney as well. I'm sure I saw Looney tweet out saying he only had like 3 hours sleep.
Right, quickly, score predictions. We're about to go into this game.
3-1 FaZe.
3-0 FaZe.
It's a FaZe from the analyst desk. Let's hand it over to our casters now. It's going to be Ton and Courage.
Rise Nation. You only caught the last bit of that, but I said I'm rooting for Rise Nation.
I seen the cup. You know, you were getting yourself
really
into
tried,
it.
You know, I got myself all excited. We had a little bit of a lunch break. Then I got a great nap in. I was able to sleep through 15 French people speaking right next to me, basically yelling about a match that was going on stream. Now I'm good, though. I'm back. I've got the energy back under me. I'm with Ton, a great friend of mine, and we're both rocking the black on black. I guess we coordinated this today.
It's navy, but
yours is navy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking out at my screen to see what it looks like in the monitor. Definitely looks more like black, but either way, let's get into it. FaZe Clan going up against Rise Nation. A winners bracket championship matchup. Well, championship winners bracket matchup. The difference there. Let's get into it.
Oh, but let's zoom straight from the offense. FaZe have impressed me so much this weekend, Jack. Really looking like the team that we know they can be. And I think, looking at this so far, it's got to be them or Optic to win this weekend, surely.
Oh, okay. So you're going FaZe or Optic. Obviously, our CWL Atlanta Open champions in E United have been eliminated in the top 16. This is not an elimination match. Both these squads still in the top half of that championship bracket. And on the break, it's all FaZe as they're currently up 15-0. But one thing I do want to talk about with Rise Nation, yes, they have some players that are sick. Yes, they may not have all the sleep they want. So far today, it doesn't look like it's affected them. Obviously, still performing well. A great Game 5, round 11 victory, I believe, earlier on. Then a 3-0. So these guys are still kicking in high gear.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've seen Rise such an event at Vegas, obviously, winning it. So, we know these guys can be a very, very good team. We just haven't seen much of that since Vegas. That's the thing. So, it's interesting to see what they're going to do. Aqua is posted up here at the second hard point and try and hold this down, but there's a couple of members of FaZe Convergent down this right-hand side.
Well, there are a couple members there, but look at them. You've got Attach and Zuma spawning all the way out. You've got to wait before you can push this catwalk if you're Clayster. He is beginning to show himself now. Aqua peeks the corner. Actually doesn't clean up that kill, and that could definitely be a clean break for FaZe as you see some slight missed shots from Rise Nation cost them there.
Yeah, that was always going to be a hard one. I think they just pinched correctly at the right time there, FaZe. Pushed on through Clayster up towards Bridge. That was an important kill into London Bay, but on board with Facento now. They're going to have another little go at it here. I think it's worth it. They are behind by around 20 points, but Rise, thinking about it, as we can see, FaZe are actually already pushing up for the next one.
And this is going to make it so awkward for Facento. He's going to have to fall back.
Right decision.
And look, still all the way in the back of the map is somehow Clayster. He's got behind, and he spawns some Attach right on top of him. If the other players push Skybridge right now, they could force these spawns out towards Drill. They've got Roxel down there. You see the spawn come in and Drill for Aqua. How are FaZe even doing this in a 2v3 scenario?
That's massive from, Clayster getting around about that, just completely flipped that round. Rise do have control, but FaZe are not far away from this. And they could definitely pinch in here. The kill's going to come in. It is going to be able to pick up the first one. Feeler does answer back and take down Clayster. There's an important gunfight. Attach does go down and caught out by Aqua for that. And not such a bad rotation there by Rise in the end. FaZe did have an opportunity to get a hold of that, maybe not taking it to the full advantage that they could have.
Exactly. I think FaZe put themselves in a much better spot than they really should have been in that scenario. The difference, though, is Rise Nation get the kills that they need on the rotation to score 66-60. Rise Nation slowly clawing back into things. You can see the minimap a little bit hectic as teams from both sides now pushing on in. It's Felony from Rise Nation looking to see what he can do. As he's now made his way into the hangar, I do think Rise should get the rest of the scrap time. They'll earn themselves the lead. Nice hold on hangar from Rise Nation.
Yeah, and that was very nice. I mean, considering where we seen FaZe at the beginning of that hard point, you would have thought they would have been able to get a hold of something here, but as we do look towards Drill, it is going to be Rise first guys there. They're holding this down.
And there's a pinch coming in from Felony across the map. I mean, FaZe right now have no idea where they have to look. Thankfully, Attach does spin back around and at least cut down one, which will stop the pinch for the moment. And I do think FaZe off of that kill will get the break. There it is. FaZe now looking to take back the lead that they earned themselves early on in this game. But again, as I said, even with all the issues Rise Nation have had with sleep, with how ill they're feeling, they're still playing quite well today, which is why I can't call anything like a quick FaZe 3-0 victory.
I don't think 3-0. I just think FaZe have looked on another level that only we've seen really Optic sort of match this weekend in terms of who they're going up against, the performances that they're putting in. And for me, I think, you know, it's going to be a really interesting game if we see FaZe against Optic. I think those two teams do look very, very strong this weekend. But as you said, you know, Rise Nation, we know they're a good team. That's the thing. We just haven't really seen much of that good team as of recent. It seems today they are starting to show up as we do rotate back around to mid-half point. And a very, very close game between these two. I mean,
You've got a dead even score. The slang is dead even, literally the exact same for both teams right now. They look so evenly matched. Payloads will begin to come into play, though, towards this new rotation. Wondering who exactly will use them best. It could be a way for one of these teams to swing open this lead. You see the Scarab go flying in from the side of Rise Nation, and they actually have a great solid hold off the break of this first hill of the second rotation.
Just trying to get a ball with Facendo there. He was on a 5 streak. Just getting shut down just before this Trinity Rocket does go down though. And the kills are actually coming in FaZe's favor. But Rise do have the points on the board on this one here. They have picked up the majority. And the last 20 look like they're going to go towards FaZe, but who has the rotation? And so that question is going to be FaZe. Let's go on with Enable inside the hard point, see if he can pick up these final few scrap. He does actually have Aqua in front of him. He's going to make that kill as well. So Enable currently 13-11. Zuma 5-12. Not something we've expected of him recently. He's been feeling very, very well. But his team, you know, crawling back into this game now. Rise to get a lot of points off that middle one. But moving towards Turbine, and he's FaZe in control once again.
Oh, Enable still does get that factory spawn. I was wondering if he was going to get up in there, and it's actually because Aqua takes a second extra to push on in. So Enable and crew should have some bodies here, but as I say that, a pinch now developing. It's Aqua and Looney coming from behind. You only got one player in the hill, and that's Clayster who gets turned on by Facento.
Jesus, he just pulled these pants down. Fantastic work by Facento.
Is that what he did?
And that's exactly what he did.
I just looked at the crowd and had them like, all right, pull his pants down. We'll give him that. 144 to 136 for Rise.
You know we're strange in Europe.
As they, trust
different
me,
culture.
I've come to learn that quite quickly now. As Rise Nation, Turbine, last time it was FaZe, this time Rise Nation get the most time.
It's only Clayster from FaZe up on this next rotation as well. Does take down Aqua. Does have one more member here with him. Is that going to be
jump?
Oh, he's going to lose it. So Clayster goes big inside of Hangar. And he's going to hold this down for FaZe, allowing the rest of his team to get up there as well. So Rise is going to break on through.
See now, right there, Clayster does not think there's any way he can get shot in the back. So he's definitely communicating with the team. How is that possible? He had 2 players watching that back door. That's a much easier break than expected for Rise Nation. Yeah, FTL jump gets used. That was just a sloppy setup right there for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, the split spawn does come in. Enable's going to pick up 2. Zoom picking up 1 though, so FaZe slaying their way into this. But Philo holding that down, snapping onto Clayster, and Bridge is going to get the 3rd as well. Surely Attach does land some shots back, but Aqua cleans that one up. FaZe get the back spawn, but there's only 20 seconds left. Rise looking good this time. Last time round, the spawns are terrible. And you know, Rise are not far away from this now. 50 points, Jack.
Yeah, and he's got the Scarab too to scout exactly where these players are coming from. He does see one in the middle. Enough time for his teammates to clean up those kills. Attach finally has cut down Felony. 211 to 158 the score. Rise Nation out to their biggest lead of the game. And we mentioned the payloads. Look at how many are now about to be earned. Attach 1 kill off his. Looney 1 kill off his. Percent to an enable moment there is now ready. Felony's inching closer and closer. This could definitely be a way for Rise Nation to close out this map, especially with Camo being one of them.
Yeah, I think he wants to save that for next hill. The thing is, they can... Oh, okay, he's going to use it to make 1 kill. Do you agree with that?
I mean, they do get 4 dead off of it.
Wow, ooh, there you go.
I think that kind of sums up what Rise Nation are feeling right now. They're just going for it all. They're just putting everything into this, not letting FaZe try to come back in it. And it might cost them. It definitely could. If FaZe get early control of Hangar, or of Turbine, sorry, and they need a tool to break, FaZe have Camo, and obviously now Rise Nation will.
That's the thing, though. I mean, FaZe are now in a situation where they need to be picking up most of these points. I mean, they got Enable and Attach. Once Attach got, okay, Centurion, so not as influential, but something that can really cause problems if they get it locked down.
Here comes a push now from Rise Nation. FaZe doing everything they can. I don't think they're going to be able to. Clayster's got one next to him, but Attach comes off spawn, watches over his teammate. Clayster stays alive as well. So Rise will get none of that time, and now you have to remember, you have no Camo for Rise Nation. Go to the Camo player for FaZe Clan. It's going to be Enable. He pops it right away. This is the entire game right here. He'll be the first player to challenge on through. He's just run all the way to the back of the map. His Camo actually goes away. Does win the first one-on-one. He's waiting for the help of his teammates. Rise Nation win the gunfights, even through Camo. And oh my goodness, that could spell disaster for FaZe.
Here come FaZe, though. They are back very, very quickly. The kills coming in for Rise Nation, though. 2 more members of FaZe have to do something special. Enable does get the kill on the Looney, and here comes Philo as well. He's going to push around the back. Enable does pick up 2. He's going to keep this contested.
Reactive. Felony doesn't even need to use it. Aqua gets the kills. There's only 2 more there. FaZe Clan, they had the tools to go for the break, but in the end, Rise Nation holds strong and take map number 1. 250 to 207.
Well, this is the Rise Nation we've seen at Vegas, I think, in this moment in time. Not a lot of people look towards them this weekend. Everyone's seen the performance last weekend at Atlanta, and nobody really thought that this team would compete this weekend. And
dude,
they're forcing their way through.
So that play by Enable, while I get what his goal was,
yeah,
and he winds up pushing towards the back of the spawn, 1, his Camo runs out before he even engages, but 2, because he takes so long, it almost like baits 2 of his teammates. Like, he flies in, and 2 of his teammates that he could have saved by getting the kills on the guys who actually won the gun engagements versus them. Instead, he's just in the back of the map. Then he's by himself in a 1v2. Dies shortly after that. Maybe a slight misplay by Enable there as FaZe Clan dropped that map 1 to a strong Rise Nation who wind up hanging right there with him through the slaying.